That's why I'm muted. Okay, we're good. All right. Thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear me. Good? You guys got me? We're rocking and rolling, baby. Let's go. Love to see it. Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome back to a little bit of agency therapy. Hope you guys are doing well wherever you're at. Hope you're staying safe. Sweet. What up, Ruthless? Hope you're doing well, man. Got Tyler in the chat. What up? Cameron in the building. What up? What up? What up? Boom, Bo Jackson. Let me know if you guys are here. It hypes me up, man. It gets me excited when I see that that the agency therapy crew is in the building, ready to get a little bit of knowledge. One family in here. Let's go. Let's go. The whole squad rolling in. Sweet, guys. We got a good one for you today. I need you guys to buckle in, put the seatbelt on, because here we go. We're about to get into some deep stuff today. It's going to take a little bit longer than some of the normal streams. So I would expect this to go like at least a full hour. So hopefully you guys have enough time to kind of zoom in with me, go through some of these strategies, because I want to give you the full lead generation system that we're going to be talking about today, specifically on LinkedIn. And this system has been proven to get our agency that we work with, even our consultancy, constant lead flow and a constant pipeline. So make sure you guys are really paying attention during this one. At the end of the day, like, lead gen is one of those things that you have to be really consistent on, and we'll jump into the consistency in a minute. But this is going to be a pivotal stream for you guys. So really, really take the time to digest this. And then also the implementation is going to be so key. So implementation, making sure you guys are actually taking what I'm talking about today and implementing it and staying consistent with it. If you stay consistent, it will work. Okay. It will work. Okay. But before we jump in today, guys, don't forget, we have Hydra Council coming up. Boom. Up here in the top left, if you guys are interested in attending Hydra Council, it's going to be April 28th and 29th. If you guys don't know what Hydra Council is, it is our event that we run twice a year. We're running one this spring from April 28th to 29th. We're really excited about it. We're going to bring in some of the best agency operators in the game to show you guys exactly what they're doing within their agency. We're going to talk on everything from lead generation to sales to fulfillment, HR, finance, the full gambit. And you guys are going to be able to come hang out with us and be able to learn from some of the best in the space. All of my connections, all the people that I'm bringing in are top-notch people, and they'll give you a ton of value. So if you guys are interested in checking out Hydra Council, scan the QR code in the top left corner, and hopefully we will see you guys there. Cool. So let's go ahead and jump in today. Let me pull up the old Miro board. I'm going to move some of the stuff on my screen around here. I'm going to move the stream to the right. We're going to bring up Miro front and center. Now, you guys, if you don't have access to this Miro board yet, you need to get access to it in order for the implementation of these live streams. So if you guys have never been to a live stream before in the past, one, welcome. I'm really excited that you guys are here and are consuming this information or taking time out of your day to come alongside and learn with us today. So I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do that. But the second piece here is, if you want these resources, there's a spot to get them. Okay. And they are here for you to copy and paste directly into your agency. So let me share that link with you guys real quick in the chat. As usual, please read the rules before you go and navigate anything. Okay. The rules are relatively simple and easy. Just don't delete anything. If you delete something, try and put it back. Okay. So let me do a little share screen here and let's jump into it. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see my screen okay. So to kind of give you guys a grasp of some things that we covered, and here's the thing is, lead generation will not work as effectively if you don't do these first 6 parts. Okay. So previous live streams. And so to give you guys what we're jumping into today, these were the last 6 live streams in the left-hand column here. Okay. Over on the right is just what we're covering today. So like I said, we're going to go deep today. There's a lot to cover. So we're going to kind of move quickly through this. If you have questions, feel free to drop them in chat as we go along, and then I'll try and answer some questions at the end. But if you haven't gone through part 1 through part 6, streams are on the YouTube channel. Go back and watch those first. And then this on the right here will make a lot more sense and will be much easier. It'll be much more effective if you have the left in alignment or you do the right. Okay. But we're talking about lead generation specifically on LinkedIn. This is a strategy that we run in our consultancy. We have run it with all the agencies that we've been working with recently, and they've been seeing a lot of great success with it. So make sure you guys are downloading this into your processes, into your systems, because it's going to be a game changer for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay. We have an alert, baby. Hard work time. Okay. Guys, this is not an easy concept. Well, it's easy and it's simple in concept, but the consistency that you're going to need for this to be effective is the key. Okay. So if you're not willing to put in the hard work, you might as well leave the stream right now, because this stuff will not work if you do not put in the work to see the results. Okay. So just a little warning. Okay. If you're not going to put in the work, there's no point in watching the stream today, because this strategy will not even. Okay. If you're looking for a magic bullet, sorry, this isn't it today. Okay. We are going to have for this to really get some traction. Okay. This took us about a month and a half to get spun up, but we had all of this other stuff before that. Okay. So if you guys have not watched those other modules, please go back and watch them. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay. When it comes to our LinkedIn strategy, this is what we would consider a hybrid between outbound and inbound strategy. Okay. Inbound meaning what? Inbound meaning we're building a market leader positioning, and leads are coming to us without us doing much marketing efforts, or without us having to reach out to someone to get a lead. Okay. Now, we're going to be doing some outreach with the strategy as well, but there is a mixture that is needed. Okay. And it's going to take a little bit of organic LinkedIn. Okay. You're going to have a little bit of an organic presence, as well as combine it with an outbound strategy. Okay. And we're going to jump into that today. So, view of what we're jumping into today. This is basically the system that we're going to build for you, this kind of reverse pyramid. Okay. Going to start around connections, specifically in your niche. Okay. The niche that you guys are going after. We're going to expand and narrow things down with content within your feed to continue to make you a market leader. And then the last piece here at the very bottom, we're going to send the LinkedIn DMs. Now, we have this as the largest piece, the most important. Okay, content in your feed, second most important. And then lastly, okay, order of operation, LinkedIn DMs is going to be a piece of the puzzle that we need to fit together. Okay, if that's making sense so far, drop a little one in the chat. All right, this is a strategy, once again, will not work well if you do not follow this order of operation. Okay, so if you jump straight to LinkedIn DMs, this strategy will not work. Please follow the order that I'm presenting this to you guys in, because this is going to be an opportunity to win. Okay. So connections, content, LinkedIn. Eddie Maloof in the freaking chat. Okay. This is not like cold email. So let's get that straight right now. This is not like cold email. This is creating market leader positioning and then using outbound as a tool to get us more leads. So market leader positioning is required for this if you are positioned correctly. And I'm going to show you guys positioning today. If you guys are not putting out regular content, this is not going to work well. Okay. You might get some leads from it, but it will not if you're not putting out some regular content. So let's talk about the profile setup, because I think this is really important for you guys to know and understand in order to have a good LinkedIn profile to start positioning yourself appropriately in the space and what you do. So let's talk about some general information, and then we'll talk about bio. Okay. So general information here. Okay. We want to have a professional photo. Okay. This should be close enough to make out your face. Okay. Not make out with your face, Tyler. Okay. Get your head out of the gutter, man. All right. So professional photo to where they can see who you are. Okay. So make sure that's clear. Don't have, some photo of you on a dirt bike that's 60 feet away. Okay. You want to be able to make out your face. Determine if you have any cover photos to help boost credibility. So speaking gigs is really good. So if you've spoken on stage, this is a really good one. For me, like I just have my Hydra logo as my background. Totally fine. Put your company logo as your background. But if you have something that can build some more credibility for you, throw it as your banner on your profile. And let's use Nicholas Kirchner's profile here as the perfect example. You guys can click on this link. I don't think my screen share switches over. So click on that link and you guys will see Nicholas's profile there. because I share screening right now on the mural board. So click on that link, and it's a really solid profile. Okay, and you guys can take some good ideas from that. Okay. All right, let's move to bio. Okay, bio is extremely important here. This is what people see when you comment on their posts in general. Okay, and it needs to be able to grab some attention. Okay, now an example of this, and if you look at my profile, if you look at Nicholas's profile, okay, you're gonna see us as hey founder, CEO. I don't have CEO, I just have founder of Hydra, and then I have integrator or agency integrator. DM me for more information on scaling your agency's operation. So that's the headline. That's what people are going to see when I comment, when they first approach my profile. We have some sort of information about, hey, this is what I do. This is the company I represent. This is kind of my specialty. And here's a way that you can reach me to get help on something specific. You can also include video testimonials from clients, featured articles, anything that gives you some more credibility actually inside of your bio section. So actually a really great place to put these types of credibility builders inside of your profile. One thing that we're going to try and stay away from is calling yourself an expert or a guru. It's just kind of cheesy, and a lot of times it's going to turn people away. So make sure you guys don't necessarily yourself as an expert or stay away from some of the cheesy lingo. For me, like I put like agent. You guys can, I'm sure, figure out something similar. Okay, so like content creator would be good if you guys are creating content, right? Something along those lines. Agency operator, agency founder, something like that. Okay. So pro going to be really important. Make sure you guys optimize. Okay, some general information there, and then of course your bio. Now, once again, this is foundational information, guys. So don't skip over this. Don't just skip to the place where we go into the DMs, okay? Because that's the very last part that we're going to be covering today. So make sure you guys are hanging around long enough for that. Let's chat about the about section real quick. Okay, so that was the profile setup. That's the bio. But what about the about section? Guys, you should really reflect back on your market leader positioning from part one. So if you missed the market leader positioning live stream, go back and watch that one. There's an entire hour lesson specifically on that. You should go back and watch that. But to give you guys kind of the insert for it, I'm the CEO or founder, I misspelled founder down here, of XYZ, an organic media firm servicing 6, 7, 8-figure female entrepreneurs that have an underdog story. How we can help you? We do organic content, we do copyright, and we do social, social posting. Okay. I also speak to on X, Y, and Z. For more information, shoot me a message and visit our website. Okay. So we're having pretty basic there, not a huge undertaking here. Don't overthink this at all. Use the market leader positioning that we built out earlier to kind of fit this bio. Okay. Whoa, agency founders, your trademark. Hey man, you're gonna have to send a letter to my lawyer, Eddie. All right. Is alive a tiny bit choppy for anybody else? It is for me, but I'm on a plane, so probably my Wi-Fi. If you guys are having problems with the live stream, if you guys are getting some choppiness in the live stream, let me know. We'll try and fix it real quick. I don't know. It could be the microphone, potentially. I don't think it is, but I'll shut some apps off here. Okay, Ruthless says it's fine. Okay, let's keep plugging away here. Okay, so the about section. Okay, we have that built out. We're moving forward. Relatively simple. This stuff is really easy lifts for you guys. So the next thing that we're going to be talking about is building connections specifically in your niche. Okay, so a couple steps here. We have 6 different steps that we're going to be walking through today, and then we have a little screenshot over here in the right-hand corner of people that we're looking to connect with. Okay, so one, start with simple searches for things like job title, decision makers in your niche. So you guys know who the decision makers specifically are in your niche. Okay, we got a little bit. It's a little choppy and slightly. Okay. Let me see if I can fix it real quick. It might be, I don't think it's my microphone. It's the actual connection. Damn.
It's not bad, but like it'll kind of skip like a fraction of a second enough to kind of like skip it.
Okay, weird. Well, we're gonna power through. We're just gonna make it happen. Let's just work through it. If it gets too bad, just let me know, and maybe we can do a quick restart. But let's go ahead and just power through. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with some simple searches. Okay, and specifically for the job title or decision maker in your niche. Okay, you guys know who those decision makers are by now. And what did you say? Okay, cool. Uh, and then we're going to be looking for larger companies. Or I'm sorry, if we're looking for larger companies, we're going to look for C-level employees, guys. So we're looking for that C-suite, CMO, CSO. You might be looking for the CEO. Okay, if you're wanting to get larger level clients, okay, marketing, brand, social departments. That's what we're looking for when it comes to more of the larger companies. Now, if we're looking for smaller companies, we'll be searching for founders, marketing managers, marketing coordinators. We're not looking for the C-suite level executives. Okay, and then depending on your niche, you may find more or less of these types of connections. So just know that that's a little caveat to this. Of if you're looking for smaller companies, you might find more or less on a specific niche than the other. Okay. Now, if you message, if your message is set up properly, you don't need to overcomplicate the message. Just simply hit them with a connect and hey, so and so, hey Josh, I saw we both work in digital. Would love to connect with you. Okay, so we're just going to start building this audience. This is all this is doing. So this is like if you have never used LinkedIn before, if you haven't been active on LinkedIn for some time, we're just utilizing this to start to build a little bit of an audience, get some following, make some connection requests, okay, and potentially get some conversations started. Hey, this is not the place we pitch. Okay. So do not pitch here. Ask them maybe for their opinion on something. We could start fostering some communication. Now, if you are a founder like Eddie, for example, you probably don't have time to do this. So you can delegate this out to a VA if needed for the time being of like just sending out connection requests. Okay. Now, if you're just getting started, if you're a smaller agency and you're like, hey, like I got some time to send some connection requests, sweet. This is activity that you can do first thing in the morning. You can do it while you're watching TV at night. And then just go in and ask people's opinion on things of like, hey, talk about a hot button issue. Hey, how are you guys utilizing AI in your agency right now? How are you guys utilizing AI for your e-commerce brand right now? Okay. Gets a good conversation going. And then maybe if you have a resource built out, you can send them that resource and then that relationship starts to build. Now, remember, we're looking to find the decision makers here. And the goal here is to make 25 connection requests per day. Okay. No more, no less. Okay. Now, with the 25 connection requests per day, why 25 exactly? Why are we trying to make 25 connection requests per day? Well, if we do more than 25, sometimes LinkedIn will flag you as spam and will keep you from making connection requests. They could also ban your account. So we're going to keep it at 25. Okay. Normally anything over 25, you start to get some either warnings or they completely shut off your ability to connect with people. So keep it 20, 25. That's a really solid range to stay at if you're getting your LinkedIn profile started. Okay. So keep it at 25. Boom. Okay, so connections in your niche. That's the very first part we're going to start doing. If you don't have a ton of connections, okay, we want to make sure we kind of build up our profile a little bit. People that don't have followers, people that don't have content on their profile, you kind of look like you're scamming, right? Or it kind of looks unprofessional. It doesn't look like someone to take seriously. So build some connection requests, build some following, start posting some content. Okay. And that leads us to content specifically. So content in our feed. And I have down here the Kirchner content matrix. So guys, this whole presentation is basically a copy from my partner Nicholas Kirchner, who actually designed our LinkedIn outbound strategy for our agencies and for our consultancies. So a lot of this comes from him. So shout out to Kirch, the Kirchmeister, Kirchy Wirchy. All right. So this is the Kirchner content matrix, and for LinkedIn, this actually works extremely well, and something that we want to just kind of be alternating between. Okay, things that are trending, things that are tactical, philosophical, and strategic. So let's zoom in a little bit here and let's chat about each one specifically. So on the trending side, just relevance. Okay. We're looking for topics that are relevant. So AI has been a really big one lately. So you can definitely utilize AI in a lot of your talk right now. Someone that's been really great about this is Eddie, actually. Eddie has been posting a lot of content around AI on his YouTube channel. So there's a lot of it's a very big trending topic. So if you're looking to get some more traction with your content, it's globally trending right now, and it also can be very niche specific. So say you're trying to do a post specifically for your niche. Say it's for e-commerce brands. Hey, we can show, you know, what do you call it? E-commerce brands how to have a niche specific AI for their brand, right? And how to use AI for their brand. So it's trending. Make it niche specific. Okay. On the tactical side, and some of this can be trending, like AI is also tactical, but this is specifically for your niche and what's working for growth of their company. Tactical advice when it comes to your service offerings, maybe some misconceptions that you're seeing in the space right now and how to fix them. Okay, we're thinking more tactical things. These are the strategies that you're implementing with your clients that maybe another prospect wouldn't know about. So hopefully that makes sense. So tactical. Philosophical as well. Okay, we're talking about like leadership here. What principles do you lead your business with? What principles do you kind of live by personally? You can take like personal experiences, maybe talk a little bit about your work life balance, your family. What stories do you have around stuff from the past that you can talk about? Okay, maybe some point of views that you used to hold that have now changed as you've matured in the business space. So this philosophical one does really well. Someone that does a really good job of this is Taylor Welch. Does a lot of philosophical type posting. Gets a lot of traction. A lot of people enjoy that kind of stuff. Now, if you're not super philosophical, it can be a little tough sometimes because you can kind of come off as not as intelligent. So if you're not super philosophical, if you're more on the tactical side, maybe you lean more into tactical than philosophical. But if you're less tactical and you're very philosophical, then this is a great option for you. Okay. And then the fourth piece of this matrix is the strategic side. So what are some common fitballs, pitfalls of business in your niche, or things that people can get trapped into while growing? And what is the approach? What is approaching quickly in your ecosystem that brands should be paying attention to? Okay, or people within your niche should be paying attention to. So, give them some more strategy. Okay, things that you can go a little bit deeper on. More. This is like more like the what I would consider like the long form content, like the long form strategy. So, like this whole presentation is a strategy, right? So, like everything that I'm showing you today is strategy. Of course, there's a little bit of tactics in there as well, but strategy is like, in my opinion, like the longer form post, showing people more of the layout, more of the visuals of what's going behind it, and it does extremely well when it comes to posting on content. Okay, so that's the content matrix. Follow this content matrix. It helps a lot with you guys being able to create new content on a regular basis. All right, creating content with traction, guys. This is like one of the most simple lessons that I could ever teach anyone. Is hook, story, lesson, call to action. Okay, this is how we run ads. This is basically the formula for good marketing. Marketing 101. Having a hook, putting a story in, okay, having a lesson involved in it, and then a call to action at the very end. Okay, so if you guys are unfamiliar with this specific formula, I would get familiar with it. Make sure you have a strong hook at the beginning of whatever post you're making. Hey, put a little story involved in it. Doesn't take long. You can pull some stories from the internet. Okay, put a lesson into it of, hey, from this story, this is the lesson that we can learn. And then boom, little call to action. Okay, so if you want to get more traction, follow this formula. Works great. It's super simple. Just takes a little bit of thought. Okay. If you post videos, make sure you caption them, especially on LinkedIn. People listen to videos, I'm sorry, people watch videos with just the captions and without the sound on quite often. So make sure you guys caption all your videos if you do put them on LinkedIn. And then lastly, do not pitch on these posts. Okay. Posts are not meant to pitch. We're supposed to give value with our posts. So give as much value as you can. You're not going to win too many clients by strong call to actions that are specifically like pitching a service. Okay. Now, if you want a call to action of like, hey, like this post, share this post, totally fine. But we're not pitching them on our service with the content we're creating. We're going to do that inside of the DMs. We're going to do that through nurturing conversations. Okay. And if you guys want some great examples of content, Nicholas has some awesome content on his LinkedIn. His traction has always been way better than mine on LinkedIn. So if you want some really good example, go back to his profile. I linked it above. You can see some of the variations that he's done with video content, some long form written content that actually helped him land clients like American Express, Yahoo, Humana. So he's worked with some large large brands inside of his agency. So would definitely recommend going back here. And this is how he did it. He did it all through LinkedIn, actually. So this is something, and this was just the organic side. He didn't even run this DM strategy in his agency because we just didn't have it back then. And organic worked extremely well. So super gangster. I would agree. Tyler Lee, gangster. Cool. Alyssa in the building. What up, girl? Hope you're doing well. All right. Interaction. One of the most skipped over pieces, and this is my favorite part of social media, is actually interacting with people on a regular cadence. I'm one of the most interactive people on socials. If you've been following me, and I follow you back, I interact a lot with people. Okay. You can even ask Alyssa. Alyssa does her live streams. I come every single time. I pop in and say, what's up? Okay. Interacting is so important, especially one with prospects, but also with clients. Show some interest in the people that are in your ecosystem. Give them some support. So crucial in building those relationships, and let them know that you actually care. Okay. You're spending your time specifically on their content. Like on it, comment. Okay. Do something thoughtful. Don't just drop a fire emoji. That shit is so basic and vanilla. Okay. Drop something thoughtful that adds to the conversation, not just a hands up emoji. Okay. Put something in that's a little bit more thought provoking. Okay. Put a little time, put a little effort in it. It goes a long way. Okay. So, ideally, you've been creating consistent content and are starting to get some engagements and DMs from prospects after a few months. When that happens, or I'm sorry, if that does not happen, you can use responses in your comments as conversation starters for DMs. So, if you're interacting with people and you haven't gotten a lot of traction with your organic content yet, go to someone that has great organic content and has some more reach and actually interact with them regularly. And then if a conversation really starts to pick up in the comments, shoot them a DM. Go, hey, really enjoying the conversation, and then expand on it from there. Don't pitch yet, okay? But at the end of the day, we can take that and we can start turning them into organic conversations and start to nurture that a little bit more. And then respond to each comment with a thoughtful response. Okay. So I'm going to hit that twice. Do not take this engagement for granted. LinkedIn has excellent reach if you stay consistent, and this engagement helps with that reach. So stay consistent there. The consistency really does help. All right. Automating and scaling. Okay. We can bring in virtual assistants to do a lot of this for us. The connection requests, not necessarily on the engagement side. That's a little bit harder with specifically VAs because they have to, they have to be up to speed. They got to know the niche just like you do. But maybe we could bring in a videographer, a writer to help us create more content. We could use ChatGPT to get better responses out to people, create more content fastly. So a lot of options out there right now with automating and scaling your content. If you're not using ChatGPT for your content, you guys are missing out big time. You're leaving a lot of fruit. So use ChatGPT. It is going to help you guys tremendously. Cool beans. Videographers are cool. I agree, Tyler. Videographers are cool. All right, let's keep plugging along here. Okay, so 2 foundations. Okay, so we've covered connections in your niche, content in your feed. Guys, you have to do this first. Don't start DMing people until you've started this stuff. Okay? Then we can get to the fun stuff. The stuff that will actually start landing us clients. This is what everyone came for today. ChatGPT supremacy. You'll love to see it. All right. Are you guys ready for this? I don't think you guys are amped up enough about it. I don't know. I don't think you guys are ready for it. Give me some fire emojis in the chat if you're ready. Real quick. If you guys aren't in our Discord group yet, hop in. Okay? It's free, 1. And 2, you can talk with us inside of our Discord community. So if you guys are interested in the Discord, little QR code in the top left corner, you could jump in, scan it. We also have a Facebook group. If you're like, Josh, Discord is way too young for me. I'm an old soul and I like old school Facebook. Awesome. We got a Facebook group too. Same content goes in both places. And we'll make sure that you get inside of a community that will actually help you and help you grow and scale your agency. So if you have questions, if you want to, have questions after the live stream, you can drop them in our community and we can chat. We can chat in there. Okay. So free communities, come hang out. I'll leave the Facebook group one up. You guys can come and hang out with us. Okay. let's jump into LinkedIn DMs. Okay. Another warning for you guys. Okay. This does not work well without the first two building blocks. I have to say it again. Okay. It has to be brought up again because I know some of you guys are going to skip straight to Sales Navigator and start sending DMs immediately. Please, please do not do that. Okay. Do these first two things initially. Okay. Get those connection requests built up and then content in your feed. Start building some of that content because these LinkedIn DMs are going to go a lot further. They're going to look at your profile and based on your profile, they're going to say, I don't know if I want to connect with this person or I don't know if I want to respond to this message. Okay. So building blocks, do those two things first. Now, let's jump in. Let's jump in here. Okay. Sales Navigator, dude. Okay. If you guys don't have Sales Navigator, if you don't have LinkedIn Premium, it does help. Would highly recommend it. It is the one thing that you have to pay for. So this isn't a free concept. It does take time. And I think Sales Navigator is $99 per month, but it does work. But don't pay for Sales Navigator if you're not going to do the full system. Okay. If you're just going to be like, I'm just send DMs. I'm just going to take the DMs and send those out. Okay. This isn't going to work well. So do the other stuff. Get Sales Navigator. Get LinkedIn Premium because you're going to be able to send more messages. Okay. Agua. All right. So, Sales Navigator is the tool we use to send connection requests to qualified prospects and message them at scale. We use this just like we would use a CRM. All right. So, this is what the inside of Sales Navigator looks like. Okay. We have some people that we can message, all that good stuff. Okay. So, we want Sales Navigator. We want to have LinkedIn Premium. Okay. $99, I believe. I think that's what it costs right now. Kind of important. Okay. What up, Cam? Hope you're doing well, man. All right. So, step one in our LinkedIn outbound process, the DMs that we're going to be sending. The first step in this is we have to create our lead list. Okay. And here are 6 lead lists that we need to create inside of LinkedIn Navigator. Okay. And then this is what the create the lead list looks like. So this will be the list name. If you want to add a description, awesome. You can add a description. We don't have one, but these are the 6 lead lists that we have. You're going to want to build out connection request sent. You're going to want to build out exclusions. We're going to want to build out message sent. Number 4, respond. 5, in-mail. And then number 6, follow-up. Okay, so six different lead lists. Don't worry about what each of these mean quite yet. Okay, but we're going to want to create each of these lead lists inside of LinkedIn Navigator. Step 1. Okay, that's all you guys got to do. Okay. And just as a caveat here, a lot of these make sense, probably, I'm sure. Like message sent, that means you sent the message, right? Exclusions is kind of like the weird one. Like, what does exclusions mean? People showing up in our search results, but we don't want them there. Okay. So when they show up in your search results and you're like, that person's not in my niche, or that person's not the ideal avatar or the ideal prospect, we're going to put them in the exclusions list. So that's why we have that one. All these other ones, these should make sense. So you sent them a connection request. Okay, exclusions, if they're not the right type of connection, we've sent them a message, we've responded to them, we've sent them an in-mail, and a follow-up. So these are the different lead lists that we need. You just need to know the names of them right now and know that exclusions are people showing up in our search that we don't want there. Cool with that? LFG if we're good with that. Okay. From there, step 2, save searches. Saved searches. We're gonna have to build out 3 specific saved searches. Okay. And you guys, this is relatively easy. Really easy to follow inside of LinkedIn Navigator. This is like it's right there in front of you as soon as you sign up. So you should see a place for saved searches there. I thought I had a screenshot. I apologize. Normally I include all the screenshots. I'll add it in there so you guys know exactly where it's at. Okay. But there's 3 saved searches that you guys are going to need here. Okay. We have an A list, which is connection request sent. You're feeling LinkedIn? I love it. Let's go. I'm feeling LinkedIn too. All right. Connection request sent. We're going to have a B list that is actually sending the message. And then we're going to have a C list. I don't know why this says 3. Let's change that real quick. Yeah. Okay. We're going to have a C list, which is send in mail. So let's talk about the A for a second. So our A list is connection request sent. So guys, this is simple. People who we've sent our connection requests to, and we're just awaiting their response. Simple. Too easy. Our B list is actually sending the message. So those who have accepted our connection request, and we need to send them our initial outreach. Okay. So we need to send them that message. So once you connect with them, you can send them a message. You don't have to use an in-mail for that. Now, C, because we can only send a certain amount of connection requests. Real quick, remind me in the chat, how many connection requests can we send again? I don't remember off the top of my head. How many should we be sending a day? Okay. Because we can only send a certain amount, people who we haven't connected with that we can directly DM anyway. Okay. Because we can only make a certain amount. I can't remember how many. Someone tell me. Someone tell me in chat. Oh, Eli, there it is. 25. That's right. Okay. 25 connection requests that we can make a day. And so sometimes we want to send more than that because sometimes we're feeling it. Sometimes we're feeling the outbound. And so these in mails allow us to do more outreach to more people than just 25. Okay. So these are people who we haven't connected with yet that we can directly DM anyway. Now, remember, in mails are also limited, but with premium, you get, I think, more tokens or more in-mail tokens. So you will be limited on both of these. So you'll be limited on connection requests and you'll be limited on in-mails, but in total, you can send a lot more. And I believe you get 100 in-mails roughly per month. It could be more. I don't remember off the top of my head. We now have a VA that has this in place for us. So I don't remember how many in-mails that we can send, but you can send a lot more in-mails than you can connection requests. Okay. So just a quick reminder there, 25 a day connection requests. And then in mails, we're going to send until we're out. Okay. We're going to completely cap out our in mails. All right. So that's step 2, your saved searches. You're going to want to have those saved searches locked in. So don't skip that part. Now, let's dive a little bit deeper into saved searches. Okay. What specifically are we looking for in our saved searches? Right. So let's jump into each one of them here. So when you guys go into apply your filters for your saved searches, we have to filter by people that are within our niche. Okay. And there's a couple different filters here that you're going to see specifically in the saved list area. Okay. Or the saved search area. The first one is going to be the company. Okay. And the company talks about things like company headcount, the current company, past companies. We're only worried about company headcount specifically in this saved search. So the company headcount, we're going to be putting in self-employed, okay, because that's going to find us the founders, CEOs, right? 1 to 10, 11 to 50. Those are specifically who we're going after. Now, you might be going after organizations that have 300 employees, 500 employees, right? And you can alter that search based off of who you want to go after. So if you want to go for larger companies, awesome. Go for larger companies. But you need to make sure you change the company headcount. Okay. On the personal side, we want second and third degree connections. You don't want first degree connections. You could send those messages for free. You already connected with those people. So you can send those people messages because you're connected. We're looking for people that we're not connected with yet. So second degree, if you guys aren't familiar with this, second degree connections are people that we're connected with or we're not connected with, but they have people on their list that they're connected with that we're also connected with. So we have a mutual connection with each other. Okay. Third degree connection is we're not connected at all. There's no mutual connections. We don't know this person. We don't know anyone that knows that person. Okay. From there, geography, you can narrow this down to location. So for us, we have United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, Germany, Sweden, and United Arab Emirates. Okay. So these are the areas that we go after. Okay. We have an industry as well. So we're looking for advertising services, marketing services, business consulting and services, and online audio and video media. Now your criteria is going to change just a little bit here. You might be going after e-commerce brands, direct to consumer e-commerce brands. Okay. And you could filter by that specific industry. So you will have to play with this just a little bit. These first search results might not be might not be the final search result. So if you have questions specifically on this, feel free to reach out to me or ask a question in the chat on these saved search results. And then lastly, you guys on this, we want these prospects to be cold. So make sure you don't have first degree connections selected. Okay. So make sure those are not selected. We want these to be cold. Cold as ice, baby. And then on the personal side, okay, we're looking for roles here. So for us, we're looking for founders, owners, and then years in the position. We have less than 1 year, 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, 6 to 10 years. Okay. So you can narrow this down even more if you want to. It's going to give you a smaller search filter, but this is what we have. And then we'll have spotlights. So post it on LinkedIn in 30 days. And this is actually really important because you'll get a lot of results for people that are not active on LinkedIn. We're looking for people that are active because those are the people that are going to respond to us. And we don't want to use our in-mail tokens on people that are inactive. Okay. And then the last piece here, okay, we have specifically the workflow. In the workflow, a couple things here. One, we're going to remove contacted people. So anyone that we end up contacting, they're going to get removed from this list, which is super helpful for us because we don't want to do outreach to the same person twice. And then from there, all my saved leads, okay, we're going to exclude those people. So anyone that we save as a lead, we're going to exclude those people out of our workflow. Now, make sure you have this criteria selected because it's going to be a mess if you don't. Okay. You're going to have people that you've already done outreach to, you've already contacted, people that you've already saved that come back into your ecosystem. So make sure you guys put this in your workflow. Otherwise, this will not work well. Okay. You're going to be doubling down on leads that you've already done outreach to, and it's going to bring those people back in. So make sure you remove those. And then this is what it looks like. Boom. We got Tom Harvey up here. We got Holly. We got Beck. We got Michelle. All these people are agency owners or agency founders or co-founders that we can do outreach to. Boom. Just like that. By setting up some simple filters for our saved lists. Okay. And that's what it'll look like for you guys. And then from here, this is how we make our connection requests. So you guys remember up top here, we're going to have our A list, okay, of people that we're going to send the connection request to. Okay, that was the what part? Boom. First part, okay, connection requests in your niche. That's how we're going to find people specifically in our niche and make connection requests with them. All right. And so, well, all we're going to do is you click on the 3 dots here, and then this will pop up. Send invitation. We're going to save them as a lead, okay? And then we're going to send that invitation. Because if we save them as a lead, remember, over here, all my saved leads, they get taken out of this list now. Okay, so they're going to get removed from that list. Is that making sense to you guys? Hopefully that's helpful. It will make the most sense when you go to set this up. Okay, but hopefully that's making sense. Hopefully it's good value for you guys so far. I know it's a little bit, it's very tactical, right? Like this is legitimately like how to do it. And if you're not in the platform, it might not make as much sense, but hopefully it's making sense so far. Caleb says makes sense. If Caleb says it makes sense, we're rocking. Okay. I'm making tacos right now, but this live has the real sauce. I freaking love it, dude. What up, Nick Lauer? You gonna bring me some tacos? I mean, you're just a couple floors above me, bro. Come bring me some tacos. Yeah, he lives in my old apartment. Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's keep plugging away. We're almost there, guys. Hang with me for just a little bit longer. I promise we're going to make it. We're going to make it. Okay. 2 more sections to go. Grab some water. Okay. Big deep breath. All right. Let's talk about A-list connection requests for a second. I'm going to zoom back in here. So you guys remember our friend Tom Harvey over here? Well, you guys, when we go to connect with him, okay, we're going to save him to a list. You guys remember what list this is? Our A list, our connection request list that we built out up here. Okay. So when you guys go to build those lists, that's where you're going to save them because we just sent him a connection. Okay. So we saved them we sent them the connection request. We saved them to the list. And here's the thing is we can bulk save. Okay. just make sure everyone on the list is a good fit. If they aren't a good fit, add them to your exclusion list. Okay. So if they're a good fit, some things that you can look for. One, obviously, if they're not in the right niche. So you might get someone that gets filtered in. It happens every once in a while. It gets filtered in. That's like, oh, like they're not a founder. They're not the right avatar. Also, I tend to exclude people that don't have profile pictures. I don't know why. Nicholas taught me that. He's like, exclude people that have no profile picture. Mostly because chances are they're probably not engaging much on the platform. Okay. And then extra search criteria. You can do these Boolean searches. I think I said that right. Boolean search. And these words have to show up somewhere in their profile. So you can specifically come in here and write in like marketing and agency, or you can come in and say e-commerce, direct to consumer, something along those lines, and it will bring your search in just a little bit more. I'm blown. Uh, and so it will specifically have to have marketing or agency in their profile somewhere. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in like the headline, but it has to be in their profile somewhere. So a nice little extra add on there if you're wanting to add extra search criteria to narrow that list down just a little bit more. You can do this up at the top of your sales navigator. Okay, B list. These are our send messages. So after we've made the connection requests and they've accepted our connection, we're going to come back in here and we're going to filter by these first degree connections. These are people that we are connected with. And guess what? We can now send them messages. All right. That's exciting. Okay. And these people that you've interacted with, okay, after we've sent them a message, we're going to remove that contacted person and all of my saved leads. Okay. And we're going to, this is going to be all of the saved leads. Okay. Inside of this list. So once again, remove contacted people. Okay. So anyone that we've contacted in the past, they're going to get removed from this list. And then all of your saved leads that we saved from up top here, they're going to be transferred into a list that you can send messages to for free because you're connected with them. Okay. So once that connection happens, awesome. We can message them 100% free 99. Okay. And this is what it'll look like for you guys. Okay. So you'll have the list that will pop up and populate. So we got Elliot. Actually, I just talked to Elliot today. And we can send him a direct message for free because we're connected with him. Cool. So, and then you just type out your message here or copy and paste your message in. Okay. So that's what it looks like. So these are the filters you need. Don't worry about this lead list up here. That's specifically for something different. We won't cover that today. But first degree connections, these are people we're already connected with. Okay. People you interact with, remove contacted people. So people we've already talked to, and then all of my saved leads. And we want our leads to appear here. This is the list that we're messaging from once again. Okay. So free list, baby. It's great if they connect with you. They have to accept the connection request though. Okay. So that's the B list. Last one is going to be that C list. In mails. This is for when we run out of connection requests. So we can make those 25 connection requests. We could send them DMs because we're connected with them. And we're going to have very similar criteria to our A list. The only thing we might change here is years in their current position. So you might go a little bit broader on that. You might go a little bit narrower depending on what you need. But at the end of the day, this is set up pretty similar. If you run it the same, it'll be just fine. Okay. Now, these are people that we're just going to send in-mails to. And we're going to use those in-mail tokens that we pay for to do more outreach. Okay. This is the cold outbound aspect of what we do. This is it. This is the final step. This is the only thing that's truly like a cold outbound that we're going to be sending cold DMs to people. Okay. We are sending in-mails instead of connection requests here. So as we filter through this list, you're going to do the exact same one as up here. Okay, so this criteria, this is the search criteria that you're going for. The only one that you might change is years in the position to give yourself a little broader landscape. Okay. Now, if we zoom back in here, okay, we can send these messages by clicking the three dots over on the right of their name. And then this will pop up and we can send them a copy and paste message. And guess what? I'm going to give you guys a script to utilize so you can send the best messages possible. From there, we're going to actually send the messages. And here's the thing, guys. You can't overcomplicate this. The whole goal is we're just trying to elicit a response. Okay. We're just trying to get them to come back to us and say something. That's it. We're not going to overcomplicate it. Now, there's two types of messages that we can send. We have direct messaging and we have indirect messaging. Direct messaging and indirect messaging. And direct messaging is basically just a compelling case on why someone would even want to speak with us. Why would they want to get on the phone with us? Why would they want to chat with us for 10 to 15 minutes? It's a compelling reason. It's a more direct pitch than indirect, right? Direct, indirect. That makes sense, right? It's a more direct pitch. An example of this, hey, does your brand have enough creative to test? This can yield a yes or no response, right? So this is something that we consider like a close-ended question. We don't necessarily want close-ended questions. We want to elicit a response and start a conversation. Now, we send some of these, which is totally fine because it does work sometimes, which is great. But this is what it might look like. Joanna, I know this is random, but you seem like the best person to reach out for this. I'm looking to chat with a few more agency owners looking to scale up in 2023. My name is Josh, and I'm an agency owner with a background in media buying. I sold my first agency in 2019, and now I help agencies scale through one-on-one guidance on ops, sales, retention, hiring, etc. If you'd be open to it, I'd love to find 10 to 15 minutes to learn more about your agency to see if this could be a potential fit to help you scale and give you a few ideas. Feel free to find a time that works for you best here. Worst case scenario, and this is probably the most important part of the message. Worst case scenario, I'll share a few things that have been working really well for other agencies with a similar model to yours. Boom, quick sign off. Okay. That's a direct message. That is asking for something in return. It's closed off. It's either a yes or a no. And we get a lot of no's, but we send a lot of messages. And sometimes we get a yes. And sometimes that yes turns into a deal closed. Cool. I'm all right with that. Now, indirect, we're using open-ended questions to get a response and continue conversation. And highly recommend test out both of these. Don't just do one, do both. Example, hey, I was curious. What does your creative strategy look like for Q4? Can't really get a yes or no from that. If they respond to you with yes or no, that person's crazy. You don't want to work with that person anyway. Okay. They can't give you a yes or no response to that. They got to be like, hey, man, like, I just don't have time to talk about the strategy right now. Or, hey, man, here's what we're doing. Here's what we're doing for our strategy. And this message might look something like this. Hey, I know this is random, but you seem like the best person to reach out for this. And you'll notice a pattern here that we use this first line a lot because it gets responses and it works well. Okay. I'm doing some research into where agencies, e-commerce brands, founders are focusing their time and effort in Q4. I'll be sharing a write-up and / analysis with everyone who is kind enough to take a moment and respond. What is your primary focus for Q4? Oh, interesting. Okay. This right here has worked tremendously for us. Getting responses back, starting conversations. People lay problems on you when you ask an open-ended question like this. So use both. They both work. Okay. They both work because we can only do so many open-ended questions because we can only respond to so many people. So we do have to hit some volume here and send some direct. So test a little bit of both. Let your direct outweigh your indirect just by a little bit because we want to be able to respond to the people that are that we're starting those conversations with, especially with the indirect side. So send both. So a write-up or an analysis, what do I mean by that exactly? Great question, Caleb. I'm glad you asked that because I definitely wouldn't have explained that if you didn't ask. So a write-up or an analysis, basically we're doing like a case study. So we collect data from, say, 100 different agency owners, and we have an idea of where they're spending their time. We're going to go back and analyze those responses and say, okay, we noticed that 60% of the agencies we talk to are really focused during Q4 on client acquisition, right? And then we might give a specifics on that. On client acquisition, majority of clients are looking to use LinkedIn, organic content, and paid media for lead generation. The other 40% seem to be more in a stabilization phase, and they are trying to put more focus on systems, processes, operations, something like that. Okay. Now, that write up will be way more elaborate. It's going to have some statistics in it based off of the responses that we get. So, hopefully, that makes sense. So, that's what we're talking about when it comes to write ups or an analysis. Now, let's talk about positive replies for a second. So, oh, uh, so what does this mean? Let your direct outweigh your indirect. So you should be sending more direct messages than indirect messages, is what I mean by this. So let your direct messages outweigh your indirect. So send more direct messages than indirect because your indirect is going to take some time to respond back to people and actually keep the conversation going. Because if you ask this question right here of, I was curious, what does your creative strategy look like for Q4? They're going to elaborate on that. And if you just ignore them, like the conversation doesn't go anywhere, and you're definitely not landing deals from that. So with this, you might have a saved list of specifically indirect messages that you send and that you can go back and talk to those people on. Okay. Now, the direct is yes or no. It's either they're interested or they're not. So we get an instant response or we just get ignored, which is fine. We're cool with that. But this side, the indirect messaging side, it does take a little bit more conversation involved. Yeah, DMs. Yep, we're talking about DMs here. Cool beans. Let me know if you guys have more questions on that. Hopefully that's clear now. So let's talk about dealing with positive replies. So when someone replies positively to us, awesome. Here's a perfect example of this. This is something that Nicholas sent back to someone, and this is a response from this year. Now we didn't give specifically what that person responded back to us with, but this is a response we sent back from this exact script here. So this is the exact script that we used. This is a response, and we actually booked a call from this. I don't think we closed this person, but anyway, Cam, I've been hearing similar focuses a lot. Actually, I'll uh, I'll be compiling all the replies over the next weeks. Excited to share them with you. I couldn't help but mention, but generating consistent sales is actually one of the major things I had to focus on when scaling my first agency. If you'd be open to it, I'd love to find 10 to 15 minutes to learn more about each other and share a few ideas that help me. Feel free to find a time that works best for you here. Boom, booking link. Worst case scenario, I'll share a few ideas that have been working really well for other agencies with a similar model to yours. And you'll notice very similar ending here. This ending is really important. So worst case scenario, hey, worst case scenario, you're just going to get some information that's going to help you. What's wrong with that? Right? So when you guys are writing up these scripts, always end with this. Always start with, I know this is random. Okay. And you can test other things. You don't necessarily have to take these scripts and kind of treat them as like church. But at the end of the day, this stuff does work for us. So I would try it out. If it doesn't work for you guys, change it up, change the scripts up. You have to test some things every once in a while. Cool. Dealing with negative replies is simple. You just move on. We get this question a lot. So I thought I would add it in here of like, Josh, like what happens when someone comes back to me and calls me a scam artist or says F off? It's like, okay, cool. We just move on. Who cares? You're not going to change their mind in LinkedIn DMs. You never will. So just move on. Be like, hey, thanks so much for the feedback. We'll get changing some of the messaging. Have a good day. Peace. Right? So just move on. Do not worry about negative replies. You're going to get a lot of them. It happens. That's part of the cold side, the cold outbound. They call it cold for a reason. Okay. Caleb said, worst case, you're going to buy and get better results. That's true. I mean, you could try that if you want to. I don't think that'll work very well, but you could try it. Okay. So if you guys are getting negative replies, don't worry about it. Just move on. Okay. It's not a huge deal. And lastly, we're here. My voice is like tired. It's legit tired from this. Okay. Let's talk about the daily LinkedIn workflow. Okay. What do we got to be doing daily, guys? At least 20 requests per day. If you're getting started with this, get 20 requests out per day, connection requests. Okay. Send those out every single day. Do it while you're watching TV as you're winding down for the day. Send your messages to connections. Okay. So from these connection requests, as many people as connected with you, just knock them out. Send them all. Specifically with these scripts over here. And then third, send 10 in mails per day. Got to send at least 10 in mails per day. Okay. If you want to, you can set these as recurring tasks in your project management software, like ClickUp. Okay. You guys know I like ClickUp. Set them as recurring tasks in your project management software. And remember, this is about consistency. Be prepared to pivot messaging, test new messaging, and just stay consistent with it. That's what it takes. If you can't be consistent, if you're not willing to put in the time and effort, don't do it. Don't do this at all. If you can delegate it to someone and someone else can put the time into it, great. Do that instead. But if you cannot put the time into this, and it doesn't take long, like this action here, 20 requests, 20 quick connections with templates that I provided for you guys, should take like an hour at most. And I'm pretty sure we can all squeeze an hour of efficiency out of our day to do something that's going to provide us leads. Now, let's do some quick math. Post-it note math. You guys cool if we do this real quick? I didn't really plan for this, but I want to just show you the power. Okay. Let me show you the power of what we're about to do here. Okay. I got to pull up my calculator. That's why I'm not looking up at you guys. So 20 connection requests per day, multiply that by 30. Okay. We're going to send 600 connections per month. Okay. Now, I would expect, let's say worst case scenario, 50% of these guys actually connect with you, and you could send messages to 300 of them. Yeah, that's 50%. So 300 connections made. And we're going to send 10 in mails a day. Why did that just happen? Okay, so another 300. Okay, so plus 300 equals 600. Okay, easy math there. So this is 300 connections made and 300 in mails per month. Okay, so in total, we're going to send 600 messages. From this, we'll get a 10% response rate. So out of those 600 messages, only 60 people will probably reply to you. Okay. So 60 replies. Well, those are going to be negative, right? Not everyone's going to be liking that you're messaging them specifically to get on a call with them and pitching them. Okay. But let's say worst case scenario. Let's say 10%. Okay? On average, 10% book a call with you. What? What is happening? Why is Alexa going off? Or who is that? All right. So 10% book a call with you. Okay. What is that? 6 book calls per month. And then we figured out your close rate. Add close rate, in my opinion, is like 20%. Okay. If a decent close or okay, it's not bad. It's decent. Okay. 20% isn't bad. I would say it's average. 30% is pretty good. 30, 40%. 40% is like killer. If you're winning 40% of your deals, you probably need to raise your prices a little bit. 30% is like solid. 20% is average. 10% is very below average. Okay. So let's say that on average, you're closing 20%. I think that's very doable. Okay, especially if you got a good pitch, if you got a good offer. Because yes, if you don't remember, we built out offers in previous agency therapy. So go back. If you have a bad offer, if you're like, my offer sucks, go back and watch the offer live streams. But if we're closing at 20%, what is that? Two closes. Is that right? Why do I'm pretty tired right now, so I apologize. No, that's not right. 6 times 0.2, 1.2. Okay. We're going to get at least one close per month. Okay. 1.2. At least. Right. And for a lot of you guys, your retainers are, you know, 5K per month. Let's say 2,500 to 5K. Now, this is the low end of the connections that we're doing. Okay. We can up our connection requests to 25 per day once we get it ramped up. We can send more in mails than 10 a day. We can uh uh we can put out more content to uh nurture the audience that we have. Okay. Yeah, essentially free money, just time. We're exchanging time for free, like for money. Okay, that's what it is. Now, eventually, when you guys get this dialed in, you get a VA in there. Okay, your VA, you pay $1,200, $1,500 a month to run this for you. Let's say your LTV is 15K on agency clients. I don't know. I think that's pretty good. Three months if you have a 5K retainer. Okay, like that's pretty short in my opinion. So worst case scenario, it's 15K for LTV on one client. This is worth doing, in my opinion. Cool. So the math checks out. This is on the low end too, in my opinion. Okay. The things that aren't on the low end, 10% response rate. Okay. I would say that's average. That's pretty normal. 10% response from as many messages as you sent. 10% will actually book a call with you. But closing percentage, what happens if we get good at our closes? We move this to 30%. Okay. Well, then we close two. Two closes per month. Worth doing, especially if you can get it off your plate and off to a VA. And that's how we have it. And guess what? So right now, once you get this ramped up, we run 4 profiles, 25 connection requests per day per profile. We send all the in-mails that we can per month, and we post content. Right? So all this activity, imagine that you 4x it. Okay. So 2,400 connections per month. We'll have that. So we'll say 1,200 connections, right? So you guys can do the math there, right? So we're closing more deals off LinkedIn, anywhere from 4 to 6 deals per month, specifically from LinkedIn. It works. It's just consistency in doing the work. You can start with a VA, Caleb, but some people aren't in the spot to hire a VA. So if you're in a spot to hire a VA, great. I would recommend running the system, trying it first, make sure you understand how it works, do it for 30 days, and then that way you can explain everything to a VA. And Caleb, I know you just jumped into our program, by the way. There's an SOP for VAs on how this works. Okay. And if you guys want that SOP, since you're here, I will give it to you. Just let me know if you want it. You gotta shoot me a message though. You gotta shoot me a DM on either Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I can send you the SOP if you want the VA SOP for this. Questions, comments, concerns, epiphanies, takeaways. That's it. That's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully that's helpful. This is a system we run. We run it in our consultancy. We run it with our agencies. I wish I had this when I ran my agency. Cam said SOP. Let's go. All right. What questions do you guys have? How else can I help today? I'm cool to jam for like 15 minutes. Cool to jam for like 15 minutes and then I gotta hop. Overall, helpful stuff. Eli, Caleb, Cam, Tyler's. Gangster sauce.
Yeah.
If you guys missed out on the Hydra Council QR code, it's right here. If you guys want to come to Hydra Council, 3, 2, 1. Facebook group, come check that out. You can always rewind this and pause it. Discord group, okay. We got places for you guys to come connect with us, learn more, see more content, all that good stuff. We post pretty regularly at each of the groups now. We were pretty inconsistent before, but we're getting it ramped back up again. It's gonna be good stuff. If you guys do need help, don't hesitate to reach out. If you are new here, welcome. Super glad to have you. We appreciate you coming. Please leave a like. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Super beneficial for us. Would definitely appreciate it. And also share it with someone. If you know another agency owner, you're like, man, this was helpful. I think this would be helpful for my friends that also owns an agency. Bring them along. Okay. This is good information. This information helped us scale our agencies to multiple 7 figures. It can help you to do the same. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. My brain is like cooked from this one. I'm not even going to lie. I don't even know what we're going to talk about next week. Maybe we'll get into some sales stuff. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe we'll do some demo decks. Let me think on it over the weekend, and I will let you guys know what the game plan is for next week, but we will do another one next week. You know, we got to do Thursday agency therapy. So put it on your calendar, make it recurring. Much love, you guys. If you need anything, hit me up. We'll see you in the next one.